Hello, everyone. And I've got another artist here today. This is Claire Shackleton. Hi, Claire. How are you? Are you good?
Hi, Victoria. Lovely to meet you. Thank you.
It's lovely to have you here. And Claire's going to talk to us today about her artistic journey. She exhibited in the exhibition recently at St Mary's Church in Burham. And it was such a lovely exhibition, beautiful venue, and a lovely quality of art. And I've not met Claire before. Being in Yorkshire, is it Yorkshire General or North Yorkshire, South
I'm in
Yorkshire?
North Yorkshire. I'm actually in Harrogate.
Ah, yes, I've been there. That's lovely. I was very impressed. Unfortunately, Claire didn't get down to see the exhibition, but we're hoping it goes into Rochester. So keep your fingers crossed it goes into the cathedral. And so let's ask you then, Claire, welcome again. And can you tell us what kind of art you do and how you started?
So I would say I'm a bit of an amoeba in terms of I've worked in lots of different mediums. So I've done quite a lot of ceramics, I've done quite a lot of printing, I've done quite a lot of mixed media to D work. I've recently done a fair amount of mosaics. Um, so I tend to go where my energy draws me, really. Um, I've not done much work in acrylics. And I've never done an icon. So that was very much something new for me. And, I'm really pleased to have been invited and included in this lovely exhibition.
Yes, it was in fact one of your paintings that inspired the exhibition, if I'm correct, because your
That's
sister
right. Do you want to see
Janice.
that? Do you want
Yes,
to see that
please.
one?
Yes, please. Yes. Um, Claire's sister is a member of the art group, and she brought this along to one of the other members. And how beautiful is
You see
that?
that?
There's a beautiful dragonfly. It's a little
I
bit
don't know.
shiny, but we
Yeah,
can
that's
see it.
better, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually on the website, folks. So if you want to go onto the website, the details are below. But look, I particularly like the depth of the colour behind it in contrast to the colours that you've used. And it feels very light.
Yeah, so this was when I went through my sacred geometry phase. 12 circuit labyrinth,
Okay, yes.
like the one in Chartres Cathedral.
Hmm.
And it's sat on the four petal lotus, which is the root chakra at the base of the sign. So that's the grounding. And then the dragonfly is the symbol for transformation.
Yeah.
And then there's the heart in the center.
Yes.
So there's a lot of symbolism in it.
So did you used gold leaf in that as well?
It's mainly watercolor
Mm.
and mixed media. So there'll be some acrylic, I don't know, those colored
Oh yes.
pens you
Mm.
use.
All
Um,
sorts. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, mainly watercolor.
Very good. I know when I saw the painting in the exhibition, you can put it down now if you want to. Sorry, I sit there holding it. I because I was surrounded by so much gold, I just assumed it was gold
Mm,
leaf on there, but it certainly blended well with the rest of the other
yeah.
contributions. I was just going to ask, are you tempted to use gold leaf in anything in the future?
I think I would use it again if something came along. I don't particularly have any plans to use it again, but but I certainly I think the way I work is it's like this opportunity just came out of nowhere really. And quite often that's what happens for me is something will arrive and it's a lovely
Mm.
opportunity. So, who knows what will come or what I might choose to do in the future, but it's just sort of an open book really.
Yeah, so you're in the flow.
Mm,
Receiving and giving. So,
mm.
can I ask you then if you have any favourite? You've done a beautiful dragonfly there. You're into symbolism. You're obviously very keen to try a lot. Are there things that you favour, either mediums or themes or subjects? Anything that?
Um, I would say that there's things I go back to. So,
Hmm.
for example, I do go back to my ceramics. I did a diploma in, I didn't finish it because I was pregnant with my first son, but I did quite a lot of a diploma in ceramics. And I will quite often go back to that. That's a bit of a security blanket. So at the
Ah,
moment, I'm actually making some totem balls, for a garden rod. And it's just, I guess it's a bit like getting your knitting out. It's just a little thing to do, you know?
yeah, I think if you
Um,
have a passion, you have to go back to it because it's what you're born to do in a way.
yeah,
Very
yeah,
tactile, very different
yeah. And
from painting.
I like that. So I've got some bags of clay in the garage, and every so often, I soak them and get them out and do something with them.
Yeah.
Um,
And do you use a wheel or do you just do flat and
I
build?
have used a wheel, but I tend to hand build.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I go back to actually, and this is a sort of quite a broad um, definition of art, is I go back to my flower arranging. So I normally do the church flowers
Oh.
probably at least 3 times a year. And that's always a lovely thing, to
Mm.
do the flowers and then to go to a harvest service or
It's
as
wonderful.
it was this time. Yeah. I'd forgotten, but you reminded me I was involved in a flower festival. I don't know, it was a few years ago, and we were all given a song, and I wasn't given the song that I was expecting, and it was about angels, and I made these paper angels to go with the flower exhibition, and I'd written a poem about an angel as well, which was quite significant to me,
Oh.
and it was just such a lovely thing to do, actually, and to
Mm.
to have done.
Oh, that's amazing. So, you're a poet? You like to write
I
poetry?
do. I love to write. Yes, I write quite a lot. Yeah, on and off.
And
Yeah.
is this spiritually based or is it psychologically based, emotional, or is it observant? What kind of things do you like to write about, or what comes up from you?
Um, well, it does vary, but I think I do really I have been graced by being touched by the sacred. And I do feel that when I feel those moments, beyond the veil, it is a grace. And I do love that. And also, I'm very nature based. So I love, nature based um, art. In my photography, I take a lot of insects, for example, and birds. And
Yeah.
actually, we had the U3A photography group in Harrogate had a little exhibition, and people voted for their favourite pictures. And one of my pictures, which is actually a dragonfly, has got into the U3A calendar this year. So
Oh,
really
how
nice.
wonderful. Is
Would you
that
like to
the
see that?
national calendar
No,
or
no,
the
it's just the
local
local
Harrogate?
one. It's just the local one.
Interesting. Yes, I'm a member of the U3A here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Yeah, I took that in Dorset. I was
Oh,
really pleased with it. It's really nice the way the light shines on the leaves, I think.
yes.
So I
I
think
love the
that's,
colours too, the colours and but actually the composition as well of the actual picture is excellent. Well
mm.
done. That's amazing. I'm quite envious.
So yeah, I was really pleased with that one.
Yeah. So you just enjoy your art then. Is this because you're of a certain age? Did you have time to do it when you were younger?
I would say I probably, it's one of those things I did used to do a bit of art, but it was sort of very much one of those things that I was always wanting to do and struggled to find time for. But I think now I'm older, I do have more time to sort of go with the flow of my energy, really.
Hmm.
So 12 years ago, I did do an art foundation course. And I would say since then, I have done, it did loosen me up in terms of my art. And I probably have done more art since then. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find that's reflected in the kind of subjects you choose or the way your art flows?
I've been really involved in my poetry, and actually, I've been doing, which is also a sacred thing. I've been doing a Qigong teacher training.
Oh, really?
So,
Oh.
so my arts are sort of, apart from the icon,
Mm.
and the sort of things that I do just to keep me ticking over, I've not really been heavily involved in that. But my poetry, which really got going 2.5 years ago, um, I'm a member of Write on Ripon. So they have a festival actually every year. So the 2024 festival, I had a couple of poems published in the book. And this year they've had a Ripon
Mhm.
anthology. So I've got a couple of
Yeah,
poems in that as well.
brilliant.
And, I do some open mic reading and that sort of thing.
Mm.
And that is, I would like actually to publish my own book of poems because I'm building a collection now. That I'd put the two together.
That's wonderful. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
right.
so, have you been inspired by anybody else other than the spirit? Have you been inspired by any other artists or writers or potters?
Yes, I'm sure I have.
Well, you can, yes, I
Um,
could.
so I think in terms of art, I've always loved Monet, for example. I love the Impressionist artists. Who else? I like people like Klimt and Hundertwasser. In fact, I went through a Hundertwasser phase of making some ceramics inspired by
Oh,
his art. In terms of poetry, one of the poets that I really like is a woman called Kate Fox, and she's a northern poet. And she's I've done a workshop with her, and I've seen her perform as well. And she has a particular, her sort of unique selling point is that she's autistic, and she talks about that, and she talks
ah,
about what it's like. So she got a lovely poem called "Bigger on the Inside," which is absolutely beautiful. And then I saw Roger McGough, who's a very well-known poet, and he actually was a brilliant performer, absolutely brilliant.
can I just say then, are you a later performer? You said you'd actually read some of your poems.
Mm.
Is this something that you feel adds gravitas to your poetry? Is it something you need to do or want to do or not?
To read the poems.
To
Um,
perform the poem?
Yeah, I wouldn't particularly say that I'm a natural performer, but I think if you read your own poems, something of yourself comes through, and quite often the pauses, they're quite important. So it comes as you want it to be heard in a way. I think
Yeah.
that's quite important. And I think the other thing for me is it's nice to share who you are and what you offer. That's why it's one of the reasons it's nice to do the icon, because it's nice to have your work seen actually.
But when you perform it, you are giving your interpretation like a singer. Have you
Mm.
ever thought of doing some lyrics then, to putting some of your poetry to words, to music, or to be inspired by music to write something?
Um, I'm not a musician, um, but there's another poet who I like, and she's called something Rosen. I've forgotten her first name. I could probably find it.
Mm.
Um, and she wrote a book called Saved by a Poem, which is a fantastic book, I think.
Mm.
And she performs with a musician in the background, and I could imagine myself doing that.
Mm.
Uh,
Mm.
some poets do that. They have music in the background, and I think that's very nice.
I think this
Mm.
is what I'm getting from you, is you're very much a creative soul immersed in the world, who's had sunlight shone into that world,
Mm.
and that you're just following the beams of light like we do the sun. Sometimes it's
Yeah,
bright, sometimes it's twinkling through the
yeah.
leaves, and sometimes it's radiant
Mm.
and warming. So I feel that's your life, if you like.
Yeah.
And I might be completely wrong, but
No, yeah, I think you've expressed
yeah.
that really in a really lovely way. Thank you.
Mm. So it's what I'm getting from you. But I also think it's lovely that you joined us for that exhibition because it certainly evokes something very ancient. A dragonfly is an ancient creature. Dragonfly is such a beautiful symbol, and often people think they're fairies, don't they? And the colours of
Mm,
dragonflies, I just think they're mythical. They're more
mm.
mythical than an
They
ant,
are,
shall we
yes, they
say?
really are.
I mean, we're surrounded by ants and other insects, but you don't see dragonflies so much now these days. And so it was a real pleasure to see that, and I didn't realise it was amazing until I really looked at the painting.
Mm.
And then I thought, oh, I want to go into that a bit more, but I didn't have time at the exhibition. So
So
again, that's another opportunity for you to share your work would be to have them printed or
mm.
put into books. Do you print your work?
So that is the that's the Chartres Labyrinth.
Oh, yes. So is it a copy of that? Is that what you used? You said you
Uh,
based it on it. Did you use it?
I mean I would have used this to help me draw the background of the. I would have made my own sizing, but I used yeah. It was good to have this, and this is from
Yes.
Chartres.
Beautiful, wasn't it? You bought that as a souvenir, did you?
Somebody gave
Inspiring.
me that actually, but
Oh,
yeah.
right.
But I've been and walked the labyrinth.
Yes, yeah. And there are labyrinths all over the place, aren't there? I know
There
a friend
are,
of mine,
yeah.
she wrote a book called The Labyrinth, which was a story about her life as well.
Who was that?
Uh, Pardon?
Who was that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Her name's Moriah, and I'll send you the link.
Oh,
But
yeah, that'd be lovely.
she's recently married, so I don't know which name she would like to be told, but I can send you the link to the book. And I can actually, for everybody who's watching, if you're interested in any of these names, I'll try and put them in links down below so you can find the poets and you can find Mariah's book and go to Chartreuse.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely.
We all need a spiritual pilgrimage, even if we don't know we're on one. It's lovely to go for a walk in nature, isn't it?
So just to say that those sacred drawings, of which I've done a lot, so I did a series of 4 labyrinths. I've done the chakras. I've done
Mhm.
a series on sacred numbers.
Mhm.
I did all those with a lady called Helena Turner, who's in Sheffield actually. But she does gods and goddesses as well. Mainly, she's a yoga teacher.
Oh, okay.
Um, and you know she's amazing actually, so if anyone who was interested
Mm.
in sacred geometry, I'd really recommend her.
Well, I think if you're interested in the the existence that we have, then sacred geometry is at the root of it. But I do believe that probably a bit like you, that a plethora of knowledge gives you a broad understanding and touches you, awakens the recognition of truth
Mm,
inside you.
mm,
And
mm.
yeah, so sacred geometry is amazing.
It's
Yeah.
incredible. It's nature, like I mean the sunflower is the obvious golden, the golden
Yes.
mean. Yeah. So I was invited to do the icon after Jane saw my picture of the dragonfly. And interestingly, my first thought was the bee, and I was also invited to draw the bee. So that was an interesting synchronicity in itself. I think, bees carry through as a theme for me. So the bee that I based my bee in the icon in the end was a monoprint that I did when I did
Oh,
my access course.
that's very, very detailed and lovely.
Um, so that yeah,
Is
that's a
you,
monoprint,
you
which
imagine it
yeah,
flying away?
yeah, yeah. So that was the sort of the base of it.
Yeah.
Um, just to say that this was a little thing I did as part of the sacred geometry,
Oh,
maybe
yes, yes.
maybe
That's
three, four,
lovely.
5 years ago. That was
Mm.
another little bee. So bees are there for me.
Mm. Well, I
Um,
nearly mentioned honey earlier
yeah,
because of
and then
the coat, the
yeah,
shape of the
yeah.
hive. Mm.
And then I was doing a shamanic workshop actually. It must have been February or March, and the way it worked was we walked up to somebody who was blindfolded, and we sat down so they didn't know who they were working with.
Mm.
And the first thing she said to me was, "I've just seen a hexagon, and a hive." She said, "I've never had an image so strong like that before." And then she went on to tell me, and this is true of my own process, that I can get stuck and then things will start to flow.
Yeah,
So she was saying, and the bees are stuck, and then all of a sudden they're flowing, and now they're on a field of daisies, and the daisies are smiling. And it was such a beautiful thing, actually.
What a lovely story.
When I said I would do this, it was interesting because it was the labyrinth. I thought I should do a labyrinth. I should do a hexagonal labyrinth, and a sort of that traditional bee.
Yes.
And I tried several times to do that. It was like it wasn't working. And in the end, I just had to come back to myself and think, this is the journey that's been had for this. This is what I need to bring through, channel through, actually.
Yeah.
So it was once I came back to that it started to come together.
And it's what she said. Do you have it with you at all? Or has she still got it? Janice still got it?
Janice has got it.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm going to send you a link to the website, and if you can all go and have a look, there are pictures of Claire's bee in a beautiful flower, and you'll have to go and look to find out what it is. And it's not quite a labyrinth, but it's beautiful, stunning, wonderful. I'd really like to talk to you again sometime, particularly about your poetry, and find out what your journey's been there, and perhaps dive a little bit deeper into that. Is there a way people can find you? Can they find you on Instagram or just an email?
I am on Instagram, but I don't use it very often. But I use the name Clazel, Clazel.
Right, I'll put that in the comments.
They can email me, and there's the email address. You've got two email addresses, haven't you? For me,
I have, yeah.
So the better one to get me on is the claireshack57@gmail.com.
Okay.
It's my phone one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
One I use on my laptop.
Yeah. That's brilliant. So all the information you need, folks, will be in the comments and on the description of the YouTube video, and I'll post it out soon. And all I can say is thank you so much, Claire. I've really enjoyed our chat, and I do want to know more. So I hope to see you talking about your poetry soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Victoria. It's been a very kind interview, so thank you. I felt very comfortable with you, and I really appreciate that. And it's been a lovely thing to do, so thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Right. Bye-bye, folks, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.